Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Cannonfodder. Yes, I've changed my name, and this is Cannonfodder Plays Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game has gotten better now that they've adjusted the loot crates, give it that, but I want to first say that I am a major Star Wars fan, and I got this game mainly because of that fact. And I always wanted to say, and I make this point very clear, I was upset when Disney bought Star Wars. Anybody who has followed me on Facebook or knows me in person knows exactly how upset I was. But I want to say that after researching it a bit and getting over my anger, yes, my wife is always correct. I realized that it's not Disney that has messed up Star Wars, the Star Wars canon. It is Lucas that messed up the Star Wars canon. And the reason why I say this is because Lucas went and said part of the criteria for him, if I'm correct, part of the criteria for him to sell Star Wars to Disney was by saying, well, everything that's in the movies 1 through 6 and any books written in between those movies is considered canon, including Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars The Clone Wars. That messes everything else up, because if anybody has read any of the Star Wars novels that go past Return of the Jedi, before these other 3 movies have even been made, knows that the New Jedi Order was some of the best material written, and it's some of the darkest Star Wars you'll ever read. Now, I don't want to give spoilers away, because you have to read these books. They are considered part of the expanded universe. But that being said, those would have made some really, really good movies, considering that Han Solo and Princess Leia got married, much like they are right now. And they had 3 kids. They had the twins, Jason and Jana Solo. And then they had a third son named Anakin, which Leia always had a problem wanting to name him Anakin because of his grandfather, who's Luke's father, Darth Vader. Now, that dynamic alone would have made a really, really good storyline arc for these movies. And so the whole thing with Ben Solo being Ben Solo, to me, it's wrong, because in an expanded universe, Ben is actually Luke Skywalker's son from Mara Jade, and he named him after Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it was Jason Solo that tried to turn Ben Skywalker onto the dark side, but Ben was stronger than that. Although Jason went into the dark side. And yes, sorry, spoilers. You have to read the books to understand what I'm talking about right now. Because at the very beginning of the New Jedi Order, a species from outside of the galaxy that the Jedi could not see in the Force have come and attacked the galaxy, the Star Wars galaxy. And in that part, what ends up happening is that they use a lot of like living technology. So it's like living coral and ships that are that instead of like machine, it's alive. And they had, in order to start their invasion into the galaxy, and this is in the book, and it's been out for a long while, so sorry for the spoilers. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. At the very beginning of the series, Han Solo and Ben Skywalker and Anakin Solo went to this planet in the Outer Rim because there was something that was going on out there, and it turns out that the Yuuzha Vong, the species I was talking about, had put a gravity well in on the planet to draw the moon in, to crash the moon into the planet. And as this was happening, this colony, the Solos had rescued all the kids on the colony, and the women and the children and everything. And Chewbacca had jumped off the ship to help grab this last child and threw him up to Han Solo's waiting arms. And at that moment, a big rock was about to crash into the Millennium Falcon, and Anakin had to swerve out of the way to avoid the rock. But and then that's right when the moon was crashing, and unfortunately, Chewbacca dies as a hero, saving the lives of women and children. Now imagine how that would have turned out into the movies. That would have been huge and spectacular. Just to watch the arc of Han Solo going into a deep depression and painting the Millennium Falcon jet black. That would have been sweet. Anyway, Lucas had decided that was a little too rough or whatnot. I think honestly that he couldn't keep up with the changing storyline with as many books as have come out since the first Star Wars movie came out, and he wanted to simplify it. But in simplifying it, he changed everything, and that's where my beef is. So that's what. Sorry if I've gone on a little bit of a rant while you're watching this game. I'm at two minds on this game, because I like the fact that it is a Star Wars game, and it does have elements of good storyline, I guess. The problems I have with it is the space flight, because every time it usually goes like land, and then you run through a mission or whatever, like I'm doing currently right now, and then you end up going into space, and then that's where I fall apart, because I don't know, it just seems to fall in this pattern of land, firefight, space, firefight. Land, firefight, space, firefight. I understand you want to mix it up, and people wanted that space flight in there, but I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the space flight. Now, some of you are going to criticize me in the comments below, but go right on ahead. I'm going to leave just in the description below. I'm going to leave the PC version of the game. I'm going to leave the Xbox version of the game, and I'm going to leave the PlayStation 4 version of the game in the description. Click on that link. It takes you directly to my Amazon page. If you purchase the game through there or whatnot, it supports this channel. It helps grow this channel so I can get more videos out there for you folks. And that way I can go off on more rants about Star Wars, what's good about it, what's bad about it, how I'm excited for episode 9 to come out, how I was disappointed with Solo, because that's a whole nother video, maybe even a podcast on why I have so many questions about Solo. It's not a bad movie, but it's not a good movie. Let me put it this way. Deadpool 2 is much better than Solo. And yes, I've said it here. You've probably heard it before. Anyway, this has been Cannonfodder. Thank you for listening to my little rant on Star Wars and watching me play Star Wars Battlefront 2. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click that bell so you're notified when I upload videos. And once again, this has been Cannonfodder, and have a nice day.